Good evening. Making the headlines on Mello TV Evening News at 8, DPP addresses Manchester custodies. Government tackles mental health issues in schools. Controversial funeral remarks leads to suspension of Police Federation chairman. And man from Westmoreland arrested and charged by lottery scam task force. And now the news in detail. The Manchester Justices of the Peace held their general meeting on Wednesday, July 26 to discuss plans for its members. Speaking at the event was Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP Paula Llewellyn, who charged the members to uphold the highest level of integrity.
To do your part as being the best exemplar of integrity and honesty within your community as you seek to bring your community together as justices of the peace. She says that you act the way you want to be, and soon you will be the way you act. Ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you, when I do these guest speaking spots, this is my way of giving back. But what I do is I also listen to my words.
At the same time, the DPP used the forum to comment on recent talks on her position, stating she is still committed to service.
With all the static that has been flying around, this invitation has turned out to be a very, very, very welcome one. Because I am looking at you, good people of Manchester, and I am remembering, looking at you, why I am serving at the highest level as DPP. So that helps me to block out the static.
DPP Llewellyn asserts that in order to be of benefit to society, members of the custos must maintain integrity and courage to stand against corruption in politics.
So as you carry out your duties, I hope that you remember that you need not be fearful. You are still human, but when you have the will and the commitment to give service above self, whether as justices of the peace, or as DPP, or as Auditor General, or as custos, that courage has to reside as part of your DNA within you, requiring an understanding that doing the right thing, embracing your integrity, even though the winds are coming at you from all directions, or the slings and arrows, that doing the right thing is more important than fear.
In other news tonight, Minister of Education and Youth Favour Williams has announced the government's strong efforts to address mental health challenges in schools. Highlighting the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, the minister emphasized the escalating problem of mental illness in schools, particularly among students in grades 7 to 9. In response, the government is determined to expand the support provided by the Child Protection and Family Services Agency, CPFSA. The government has opened a therapeutic center in Kingston and plans to establish more across the country. The government also plans to provide timely interventions and resources to alleviate teachers' burdens and ensure the mental well-being of students. The minister was speaking at the Region 3 Back to School Conference on July 25, themed Education, Transformation, Enabling and Maximizing Every Child's Talents and Abilities. Chairman of the Police Federation, Corporal Rohan James, has been suspended pending a formal hearing following remarks he made at the funeral of a constable on July 15. The Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF took action against Corporal James after an internal investigation resulted in charges against him. The following clip is of Corporal James on pay negotiations.
I want to say to our High Command and Councils of Deputies that the Federation is not going to be muzzled, intimidated, nor bamboozled. We negotiate with government, not with High Command. The Council of Deputies have no moral authority to tell us what to do when a court orders that we are to be paid overtime work and for service, that they should put in place a mechanism to capture hours so that the membership can be paid. I am not going to negotiate with High Command. Let the records be made clear that the battle lines have been drawn. Speak to the court.
The corporal took a strong stance, citing issues of capping work hours and intimidation meted out to him.
That the Council of Deputies must focus on their areas assigned to them and to leave the issue of capping hours work, because this federation that I lead is not going to be submissive to the place where rank and file membership leaves the citizens of Jamaica compromised in their safety. It will never happen under my watch. Mark my word. And I also want to say to High Command and to our Commissioner, God helps you if the membership is not paid their overtime come this month. I am tired of the abuse being meted out and believing that persons can call me to intimidate me. I have not seen the man nor woman that is going to lead me into fear so that I will retreat from doing what the membership have asked of me to do.
Corporal James has been placed before a court of inquiry to address the matter. Amid recent complaints regarding issues at the Norman Manley International Airport (NMIA), the Minister of Transport, Darrell Vaz, toured the site yesterday to plan improvements.
I have seen some significant improvements in the plant, and I've had discussions in relation to some of the other things that are going to be addressed in short order. What I will get from PACAL coming out of this meeting is a short, medium, and long-term plan in terms of the upgrading of the facility. We are very aware that the facility is an old facility and the equipment here is old, such as the air conditioners, etc. But there has to be a level of customer satisfaction for incoming and outgoing passengers.
The minister, who toured the facility with PAC Kingston Airport Limited, PACAL, outlined when passengers can expect further improvements.
Some short-term plans to make the place more comfortable during the longer-term plan for the equipment upgrades, etc. And I'm satisfied that that is on track. So I am definitively seeing an improvement today in terms of the facility and of course the temperature in the various areas. But as I said before, we will work together and continue to work together to make sure that during the short term, whatever inconveniences that are being experienced will be limited. So I will keep the public updated, and as I said before, I expect to get a comprehensive plan coming out of this walkthrough and this meeting today.
The minister also pointed out that long-term investment plans to be undertaken by PACAL are underway.
The negotiation or the renegotiation from the concession agreement that we have received confirmation from PACAL, which now will go back to Cabinet, and once approved by Cabinet will allow for PACAL now to start their investment program in terms of the extension of the runway and the other things that are in that concession agreement, which of course COVID has thrown off. So I think we're at a good place in terms of being able for PACAL to have the renegotiated arrangement in place, and then they will be able now to make sure that they live up to the expectations and the arrangements in that concession agreement.
Continuing with the news, a 30-year-old man identified as O'Shane Medley of Cornwall Mountain, Westmoreland, has been arrested and charged by detectives from the Lottery Scam Task Force for breaches of the Law Reform Fraudulent Transactions Special Provisions Act. The arrest follows a series of operations conducted in the parish today. Medley stands accused of possession of identity information. During the 4 a.m. operation, detectives searched Medley's residence and discovered several typed sheets. These sheets contained identity information of individuals residing overseas. Additionally, an analysis of his cellular phone revealed numerous dialed and missed calls to and from overseas numbers through a text call application. Now, Medley was arrested and charged. Arrangements for his court date are being made. The investigations are ongoing. Yesterday afternoon, a beloved Rastafarian vendor known for selling his juices outside the main entrance to Harmony Beach Park in Montego Bay fell victim to a brutal attack. The vendor, whose identity remains undisclosed by investigators, was viciously assaulted by a lone assailant armed with a machete. Eyewitness accounts suggest that at around 5:45 p.m. the attacker, donning a hoodie, targeted the juice vendor as he stood by the Harmony Beach Park gateway. The assailant unleashed a series of machete strikes, inflicting severe injuries on the Rastafarian vendor, leaving him for dead. The attacker escaped the area on foot. The police responded. They found the vendor lying in a pool of blood upon their arrival. He was rushed to the Cornwall Regional Hospital, where he remains in critical condition. Over the past week, there have been multiple attacks reported in the vicinity of Harmony Beach Park. The police have launched an investigation into these incidents, and they are urging anyone with information regarding the attacks or the identity of the assailant to come forward and assist. Still in St. James, the Barnett Street Police in Montego Bay are seeking the public's assistance to locate a group of men involved in an incident of assault that occurred on Tuesday morning. At around 2:30 a.m., a man from Mount Carey was allegedly attacked with stones along a section of Jimmy Cliff Boulevard. According to reports, the victim was accused of being involved in homosexual activities. The assailants left him injured and unconscious at the scene. The man was found in a pool of blood and was rushed to the hospital, where he remains in critical condition. The police are asking members of the public who may have information that can assist to help them with this investigation to contact them at the Barnett Street or Freeport Police Station. Police Emergency 119 or Crime Stop at 311. On Wednesday afternoon, a woman was fatally shot at her restaurant in Hayes, Clarendon. The victim, identified as 39-year-old Alicia Latchman-Peart, was a chef at the Alicia Homestyle restaurant in the Corn Peace district. According to investigators, a man entered the restaurant and placed an order for food. As Mrs. Latchman-Peart was serving him, he unexpectedly brandished a firearm and began shooting at her. The attack occurred at around 12:57 p.m. along the Hayes Main Road. The motive remains unknown as authorities continue their investigations. And that's our news package for you tonight. Thank you for tuning in to Mello TV Evening News at 8. I am Shelley Hill. Do stay safe, pleasant viewing, and thanks for watching.